Hello everybody, welcome back to Project Redstone. It's been like forever since I was going to do a video on Project Redstone, and I have finally decided to do a video, finally after weeks of like just being out and about. So today's video is all about breeding villagers. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about a few things, and I'm also going to be building that wonderful village breeder that you see behind me. And as you can see, it functions perfectly, and there's a little bit of a minor change as you can see inside there. So first thing we're going to do with the villager breeder is we're going to build a collection chamber as you see here. This happens to be the same collection chamber that connects to that little temporary village breeder, as well as our brand new village breeder. Now we're going to do some counting here. There's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this last block will be 8. And if you stick a water source right there, that will push it 8 blocks. So that way none of these guys can escape. And as we build, hopefully there will be more villagers breeding away. Because as you can see, they are making little friends. And I hope they come out very soon. We will have to see, because these guys are a little skittish today. I'll explain why that is. But 2 of them have come out. Now, from the edge of this happens to be roughly that water source right about here. And technically, we could probably go with any other water source, but for the sake of this moment here, we're going to go with this spot as our water source. Next up, we're going to build and put in, let's borrow some of this. We're going to be putting in some usual dirt blocks, which will be tilled. In my case, it's already going to be pre-tilled. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make a water source down in the center, and of course I took the water block out. What in the world? Save toolbar. I did not know this. I don't know what that's about. Anyways, water is running out here. There we go. Get that tilled back up there. Anyways, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. Essentially, we're making a 9x9 water source system with dirt blocks that essentially are going to be tilled. And this is going to be what the farmer is going to be working on. And there it goes. Let's get that back on daylight. This is essentially what the farmers are going to be working with. Okay. Now, one of the issues people have been having over the months was their issue of their villagers not going into the collection chamber, especially when they walk away. This is why this one was temporary. I was doing some stuff there when I went out. I don't know that. There it is. When I went out about that far, the villagers inside of here actually disappeared, but the little villagers were still doing their thing. And I see the zombie pigman has disappeared, but that is okay. We will be making more zombie pigmen very shortly. I'm just going to be explaining why the zombie pigman is very important, and you guys already know how to do a 9x9 by 1, essentially 9x9 system to grow plants here. So I'm not really going to go off and explain why that is, but what I am going to do is get a slab, because I want to stick a slab right over the water source here. And yes, I am in 1.12, and this is why everything is going to say new recipe discovered. Hooray! So water source is going here, so that way I can put a lamp right above the water source. And if you see what I'm doing over on that side, there's essentially a gap here, which happens to be this block, and this is going to be one above everything here. And I'm only using glass just to make things transparent, and you can actually see what's going on here from a transparency point of view. And let me get the glass to go all the way around. I'll be right back. Okay, that took a little bit to get the glass to go all over everywhere I needed to go. Now I'm going to be sticking lights up here in the corner just because it works fine here, because it's going to be glowing right through the light. I mean, sorry, not right through the light, right through the glass. And I'm going to be putting some lights right in the dead center as well for the same reason. On all sides, everything will have a light. Now, one of the issues here is how do you get your villagers to end up in the collection chamber? Look at this, I've already got 3. This is excellent. They are slowly breeding on that side. Now, this side, the zombie pigman has gone away, and I'm going to explain the importance of said zombie pigman. And you notice right here, This is the problem when you don't have a certain thing to get this guy to go in the tank. And so what they start to do is they start to collect up in here and they don't actually do what they're supposed to do. Now also, I need to put some glass going down the line here so that way they can't actually jump out. But at the same time I need to double it up so that way mobs can't get in. I remember doing this once in a test world and I'm like, really? I screwed up because I forgot to put a layer of glass here to keep the mob from jumping into the spawn. Wasn't that fun? Okay guys, so after getting the light in, what next you want to do is get the water source in, because as you can see, it's a little bit challenging to get the guys off of here and down into the tank with everybody else here, and apparently they're breeding away. How fun. But that's okay, they can breed in there. That's all I want. And what you'll notice is there's some challenges here. This guy will not go in the tank, okay? And there's a reason for that. There's a reason why this guy will not fall in the tank. And if I'm way over here, or especially if I'm right where that light source is way down there, they will all disappear and that guy will just continue growing, unlike what he's supposed to do. So the best thing to do is stick a water source on the corner closest to the system where it drains out the water. So that way you don't have to worry about this side at all. And then all you have to do is get the water source to go around the other side. So first sign needs to go on the bottom block, the very last water block. Second sign needs to go right above it, the water block before. And then you put a water source, and this way first water source goes to the sign helps the water pick up, and the second sign helps it flow the rest of the way. And then just kind of repeat this going around the sides here. 1 and 2, and water source in the middle. That's not a water source. Water source in the middle, and it will flow around. And I should only need maybe 1, maybe 2 more. So let's see where we are. We pour this water, and it should stop right there. That is actually not a bad place to stop that one. So we'll have to put a sign there, put a sign there, and then the last water source, we'll just get it to flow right into the system. That will be just fine. Now, and actually, if I don't like this the way it is, what I could do is I could just pop these signs out here, and since it's already there, I could just put a sign right here, and that way it's closer to the corner, and it flows a little bit more regularly, I guess you could say. So, what about villagers? Like, how do we breed villagers? So normally we do a system of doors. Let's go grab a door. And I'm going to go as far away as I can from this village, just because I don't want to set anything up negatively here. So let's explain some door mechanics here. I need a block. Any block would do. Let's just use this thing. I don't need the water anymore for the time being. There it goes. So let's stick this block here. So this is a block. This is a door on a block. None of this is the house, okay? This is simply a block with a door on a block. Now, if I stick the block on top of the door, come on, stick the block on top of the door. There. This is now officially a house, okay? And it measures this, the Minecraft system measures this based on the principle that air blocks are outside, non-air blocks are inside. So the idea here is this has 1 more block than this side does. Okay, so if I stick this here, it is no longer a house, okay? See how that works? This is no longer a house because they're currently equal blocks. Now if I do this, ironically this is now a house but facing in the opposite direction. If I do this, this is now an even block. This is now a house again facing in the opposite direction. And the idea is you should be able to do this 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 or so blocks back. So if I go back right about here, which is about 5 blocks, that all should be equal to a house as long as I don't cover up this side with 5 blocks. So if I leave this side open, it's still a house. Now check this out. We're going to stick doors on all of these blocks here, wherever I can get the door in. And I know the light's fading. I'm just going to stick all the doors on and explain one more time the same principle. Okay, there it goes. So all of these are 1, 2, 3, essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses. Why is this 5 houses? Because again, this one has air block. That's a house right there with this right over it. This one has a block right over it as well. It is also a house because there's nothing above this. This is also a house because it had nothing about this. Now keep this in mind. I did this. If I leave this one block open, this is still a house. Okay, now let's take this principle and let's go back to that village breeder I have way over here. And you notice I don't have the village breeder on top. Now what I actually did is, oh, this is cool. They're all showing up down here. Great. Glad to see you all. Now what I did here is I put the village breeder actually underground. So from this one block right here, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm only going down 8 just to be on the safe side, and then we're going to dig out a plus sign, and then on this plus sign we're going to essentially and take out, by the way, the corners here, but on this plus sign it's essentially where 4 doors are going to go. Okay, we got 4 doors there. Now we also want to put a door on the next block, and that's going to be right there. Same thing here for. And what we're doing is we're essentially doing a system of about 8 doors. And then we're also going to take out everything else around the 8 doors as well, just to make an even square shaped system. Now with the darkness and everything, what we're going to do is we're also going to install a few extra lights in here. Just kind of take the corners, whichever corners you want to do. Oh, oops. Take that one out, right? And sure, why not? There. So take the 2 corners out and just go ahead and insert a light system in these 2 corners. There we go. So that way it is not too light or anything. I mean, not too dark. And so that way whatever mobs might want to spawn in here, they won't be able to spawn in here. So again, this is our current air block. Okay, 1 air block is off compared to everything else. So 1, 2, and whatever else is behind there. So according to this is a house for all 4 of these doors, and it's also a house for this because it's 1 air block, 1 non-air block. Okay, so again, these are also houses right behind here. See, 1 air block, 1. Okay, so we're gonna stick a villager in here. Who are you? You are Shepherd, thank goodness. Okay, the farmers, by the way, are really hard to spawn in this game, but normally you just drag a villager and get them into your farm. Now what we're going to do, by the way, up here is while that villager is trying to recognize those as houses, we're going to knock out 2 blocks right next to the hole, and we're going to knock a block back, and we're going to go grab ourselves a sticky piston. That sticky piston we're going to stick right back here, and right on top of the sticky piston, right in front of the sticky piston, we're sticking a block of your choice. Right above that, of course, a block of your choice, and then we're sticking glass right over the opening. And where that sticky piston is, which happens to be right here, we're sticking a lever right on this block. And what that does is it allows me to shut the house off, and it allows me to turn the house back on. So that way it is not a complete infinite house system. Okay, next up, we got to get a farmer villager into our place here. You are a farmer. I am stealing you. So let's see if we can get said farmer into the building. How am I going to get you in there? Okay, when you finally get a farmer, you'll probably have this big old mess right here. So all you got to do is just essentially re-till the soil, get your soil tilled up like it's supposed to be. And with this farmer, you're going to feed him not wheat. If you feed them wheat, they're just going to be making bread every day, and they will probably never do the right thing that you want them to do. Best thing you should do is potatoes or carrots. For today, I'm just going to do carrots in this one. I can't spell carrot. Carrots. There we go. We're going to stick stacks of carrots, and we're just going to be tossing it over to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 9 stacks, and this way you will know whether or not he will pick up said 9 stacks of carrots. And I think it just went back in my inventory. Really? Oh wait, there he goes. He got it. Make sure he didn't get that. So if he got the carrots, he should be planting every carrot that you know of in this entire area, and you may just have to replenish him every so often, just kind of give him more carrots. Now you'll notice over here, these guys are just kind of like not doing what they're supposed to do. We're going to do something a little different in this pen here. I'm going to spawn a couple more extra villagers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're just going to go with 6 villagers. Maybe you're a farmer too. You are a farmer, but that was just super lucky. How did I get lucky in the second try? So 1, 2. Now, if you guys are doing things right, you should see little hearts be pounding up above these guys, and a little tiny minion should be popping out, and there he is. He's hiding behind mom, dad, whoever you are. Come on out there, little guy. Come on out there. We want to see you. There you are, little minion. So this little minion will not run in there. There's one secret way of doing that, and that is by bringing, other than mom pushing him in, by bringing in a zombie pigman. You stick a zombie pigman in here, and where did the little guy go? He goes instantly into the water, and this little guy will eventually flow his way around. Now, there was a zombie pigman over on this side, and I'm going to point something out. Where did that zombie pigman go? After a while, zombie pigmen will actually despawn, okay? So out here, we're going to get ourselves an anvil, and we're also going to get us a name tag. And what we're going to do with the anvil and name tag is we're going to stick anvil on the ground. We're going to stick the name tag on the name. And we're going to name this, oh, I don't know, Luis. Can I even name you? Okay, maybe if I put the name tag in here, that would have helped. But I put my game on survival mode just to make sure it worked. We're going to call you Luis. I don't know why I'm calling you Luis. I just decided to. It works for me. And so Luis the zombie pigman here is going to be our wonderful subject here who's going to help us deal with those guys and getting everybody in there. There we go. We got a name of Luis. You are the main dude who's going to help push all these guys in. Now, you guys are probably wondering, well, wait a minute. Will these guys still farm? Will these guys still do their thing? I'm just going to pop up a few of these crops here. And we're going to wait a few minutes for this thing to do what it needs to do. And you'll notice this guy right there instantly plants. Despite the zombie pigmen in here, the guy is actually planting crops and doing what he's supposed to do with the crops. So we're going to just give him extra carrots just because you probably need some. We're not going to have any harvested carrots for like a little while here, you know. So yeah, the other thing you guys can do here is to prevent them from trampling all over everything because they're going to be running everywhere. Just go ahead and top off the entire area so that way nobody can physically jump out. And that is a key important thing to keep these guys from actually trampling the crops every which way they go. So let me go ahead and cover up the glass. And as we call it quits here, you will notice our bin here is slowly filling up really nicely. And anytime you want to shut the system off, just go ahead and turn the lever. If you put your houses up top, there's no real easy way to shut it off. I tried to do that, it just doesn't work out. Okay guys, what you want to also do, by the way, because all of these guys are going to be running around all over the place because of Luis the zombie pigman, wherever he is, there he is. It's going to be causing these guys to run everywhere. What you can do is you can top this off with glass, with wood, I don't care what you do, with something up here to keep this thing from the guys from just trampling the crops. And you can certainly add some more lights. That's perfectly fine to get the crops to grow. I have no problem with that. And this way, the crops will grow like they're supposed to. And why not? I'll just stick one more light there and make it double up. And so this way, none of these guys can jump. And they can run all around and won't mess with the crops. So we're going to be calling it quits. These guys are going to be making little baby villagers all day long. And unless I turn the switch to turn it off, this will actually shut off the system. Now you're wondering, what about over here? I actually shut off the system here as well, and this is now back on. So we're going to turn this one back off because I was doing some other stuff with that one, and this one's already turned off. And so yeah, this will prevent them from breeding further other than maybe the little bits of stuff they've got in there. And so that way you're going to have a convenient way to shut the system off. Okay guys, so definitely give me a like. Likes really help me out with trying to get my material up there. I'm going to try to do as many redstone projects as I can. I know I kind of fell off on the redstone gig. There's a bunch of my redstone stuff over there, but I'm going to try to change that up and continue doing some more redstone with you guys. Try to subscribe to my channel because that way you can get updated notifications on my videos. If I do things like redstone projects, they usually come out midweek. If I don't do anything redstone related and I see you guys breeding, don't be breeding on me. That's not very nice. Sometimes there's a glitch when you do this where it actually creates another infinite system, and so you might have to fiddle with that down there. Worst case, you could just stick your houses up here. It will work. Anyway, so like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I want to know what you guys think about not the zombie breeder. I was gonna say zombie breeder, but the village breeder, and what your guys' thoughts are about putting a zombie pigman inside the system to cause the system to run and get the guys where you need them to be, which is in the collection chamber itself. Alright guys, we will see you guys next time, and Louise, would you like to do the honors and say goodbye? Alright, have a good night everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is done. Batman is complete. Yay! I do like how this turned out. This actually turned out a lot better, actually, because of the concrete.